way, advice can be defined as any code or any operation that you want to perform at multiple places. For example, whether a user is allowed to perform this operation or not, or logging, for example. So I want to log some message. So this is what I want to do. So advice is nothing but answer to the question of what is to be done is called advice. Okay. Now join point. What is a join point is? So join point is any possible point in the execution of the entire application where advice can be plugged in. So for example, say you have say hundreds of classes, and those hundreds of classes will have again hundreds of methods and instance variables. So at what point you want to plug your advice? So at what point you want this advice to be executed? So this is called as join point. So Spring supports join point only as methods. So any advice, any operation can be performed related to a method only. So you can perform before a method is called, after a method is completed, or if there is any exception, but related to methods only. So for example, I want to perform some operation if an instance variable is changed. So this is not possible in Spring because Spring provides only method join points. So join point in terms of Spring is nothing but all the possible methods where we can plug in the advice. Okay. Now point cut. What is meant by point cut? Now point cut is a join point where I want to plug in the advice. For example, in my class, in my application, say I have hundreds of methods which are all eligible where advice can be plugged in. So all these are the 100 join points, but I want to plug in only in 5 methods in a class. So those 5 are nothing but the point cut. So we have to define point cut to the Spring framework so that Spring knows where exactly I want to plug in the advice. So where the answer of where is nothing but the point cut. So what needs to be done? It is the advice, and where it needs to be done, this is the point cut. So I hope the difference between join point and point cut is clear now. So any question over these two, because these are confusing, which is the join point and which is the point cut. So point cut is a subset of join point which is been selected where the advice can be plugged in. And join points are nothing but all the available or all the possible places where an advice can be plugged in. Okay, so is it clear for all? Join point and the point cut? Because this is a bit confusing. Okay, I hope it is clear. So now what is meant by an aspect? So far we have seen what is to be done as advice and where it needs to be done as point cut. So combining advice and point cut is called as aspect. So an aspect will have two parameters or two information, but one is what is to be done and second is where it needs to be done. So this is nothing but an aspect. Now introduction. Introduction is not, this is a generic terminology. This is not specific to Spring, where you can add some state or behavior of an object without changing it. So for example, if suppose I have a class, say employee class. Now employee class will have its state defined in the form of instance variable, and it will have a behavior which is defined by the methods in the employee class. Now if I want to change any of the state or behavior of employee class, I will have to go to the employee class and modify that class. So then only I can change the state and behavior of the employee class. Whereas introduction helps me to achieve this same functionality without even changing the employee class. Right. So now how it is possible? It is possible through the proxy pattern. Now, can someone quickly tell me what is meant by proxy pattern? So have you heard about proxy design pattern? Okay, no. So let me give a. So proxy is nothing but whenever invoker or the caller of any class or any object request for a particular object, proxy design pattern will provide him the proxy object of the target object. Say for example, if I am asking for an employee object, I will be given a proxy of the employee, which will be exactly similar to employee. So the caller or the invoker of employee object will never know whether this is the actual employee object or proxy of the employee object, with some added features or state or behavior. So using this, introduction is possible. So say for example, if I am calling for employee class with enhanced state and behavior, we know that we haven't changed the employee class. So what we have done, we have created a proxy of employee class, added these extra features, extra state and behavior to this proxy object, and we are handing over this proxy employee object just like it is an employee object. So this is how introduction and proxy works on the target object. So target object is nothing but the object which is being introduced as a proxy object. So I hope these terminologies are clear to you. So if any confusion, let me know. These are all theoretical concept, but these are very much essential once you start, AOP programming with Spring. So you want me to repeat or is it fine? Of course, this will be much more clear when we see an example. So it will be more clear what is an aspect and what is a point cut. Okay, so let's move on. So what is meant by waving? Now, waving is a technique which is used to apply aspect or advice to any target object so that a new or a proxy object will be created. Say, for example, I have an employee object. I want to add some new functionality to employee object. So I will define this new functionality in another class. I will call it as an aspect. So I will now add this aspect to my employee class, which is the target object, and a new class will be created, which will be like employee proxy object. And now whatever the application require, it will call the proxy employee object as if it is calling the actual employee object. So this is what waving means. So waving means to add the functionality defined in an aspect to the target object so that a new proxy object is created. So there are three stages when this waving can be done. One is the compile time, class load time, or at the runtime. So now remember, Spring does waving at the runtime only. Okay. Now, how does Spring help to perform this waving and to define aspect? So remember, Spring achieves AOP using the proxy technique. So what is mean that Spring will create a proxy object of the target object and it will hand over this proxy object to the caller or the invoker. So this is the caller which is calling the target object, but in between Spring will create a proxy of this target object and it will hand over this proxy object. So how does this will happen? First, you have to define a class that is the target class or the target object, and then you have to define an aspect or you have to create an aspect. Now, just now we have seen that what is meant by an aspect? It is the combination of advice and a point cut. So you define an advice, you define a point cut, and together this we call as aspect. So a target object plus your aspect, now your proxy object is ready. Okay. So how do you define a advice? Now there are 5 different ways where we can define an advice. Just now we have seen that Spring support only the method point cut. That is, you can have advice around a method execution only. So maybe it could be before a method or it could be after method, but it is never with the instance variable. So these are the 5 types of advices that Spring support. One is the before, after returning, around, and after throwing. So as the name suggests, before is before the method of target object invokes. So for example, I'm calling a method in a target object. So before that method is being invoked, I want to check if the user is allowed to execute this method or not. So I will use before advice. If I want something to be confirmed after the method execution is completed, then I will use after method, after advice. So this will be executed after the method is target object method is completed. Third one is the after returning. So there is a bit difference between after and after returning. So for example, suppose I have a service class, say employee service, where I have a method called say add an employee. Now, once the add an employee method is starting to execute, at the end of this method, there could be 2 possibilities. One is the method is successfully executed or completed, and other is there was an exception while executing this method. So after returning will be executed only if the add employee method is successful. So once this add employee method is completed successfully, then only after returning will be executed. Whereas after advice, it will be executed irrespective of the outcome of the add employee method. So even if there is an exception in the add employee method, after will be executed. So consider after as finally block. So whether there is an exception or not, finally executes every time. So after will execute every time, but after returning will execute only if there is the successful completion of the add employee method. The fourth one is a bit interesting, that is around advice. Now, what if I want to have an operation which is required before as well as after the method execution? So either I will have to define a method with the advice as before and add all the logic in that method, and then use after method after advice and define that. So instead of this, I have both before as well as after in the same advice, we call it as around. So it will be executed before the method, also after the method. The last one is after throwing. So as the name suggests, it will be executed after the target object method is completed, but if there is a exception thrown by that method. So this advice will be executed only if the target method throws an exception. So if there is no exception, this method is not going to execute, or this advice is not going to invoke. Okay, so these are the 5 types of advices that we can define, or these are the 5 types of advices that Spring supports. Now, this is only half part of an any aspect that we have defined what is to be done. Now, the second question still remains where it needs to be done. Okay, so how do we define where that advice to be plug in or to be executed is using a point cut. So now point cut is nothing but a regular expression. So we define this point cut on the method where we define an advice so that any matching point in the application, this will be plugin. Say for example, this is the point cut definition for this advice, that is this is the class name banking service IMPL, and there is a method called debit amount. So this is the point cut for this advice, throw exception insufficient funds. So whatever is that advice, this is the point cut for this method. So similarly, using this expression, we can define multiple point cuts or for the advice where it needs to be executed. Now, the advice type of this method is the after throwing. So combining the advice and the point cut, we define the aspect. Okay, so I hope this theory part is you got a theory about how AOP Spring AOP is performed or how Spring AOP supports the aspect oriented programming. So if you have any questions so far, please let me know. Otherwise, I believe all these theoretical part will be much more clear once we see a example, so that you know how to define an advice and how to create a point cut. It will be much more clear. Okay, so let's see an example for this. Okay, so is my workspace visible to all? Okay, I hope it is clear. So this is just a simple Spring application. So now we want to use Spring Core, Spring Context, as well as the AOP support. So I have used Spring Core, Spring Context. These are kind of the basic jars we need. Now we also need the AOP support provided by the Spring. So that's why I have also included Spring AOP in my POM file. Now Spring help AOP using aspect J AOP programming technique. So aspect J, these are the jars which are not part of Spring framework. So these are the external jars which Spring makes use of aspect J to define the point cut. Okay, so that's why we also need aspect J RT and aspect J viewer jars as well. So that's why I have included them in the POM file. Okay, so now this is about the POM file. Now in the application context XML file, as we are going to use the Spring Bean and the context, so I have included this XML schema for context as well as Spring Beans. I have also included for AOP, although I am not, for this example, I have used all annotations, but still I have included them as part of my XML schema. So how do we use annotations using this annotation config XML tag? So this will mention the Spring framework that this is going to be through annotations. Okay. Now, let me give you an example. Okay. So this is my banking service implementer class, which implements an interface. So it is best practice to define or code to your interfaces. So instead of just having a class with some methods, it's always better to define an interface, create those methods, and the implementer for that interface. So that's why I have used this implementer to this method, to this interface. Now banking service implementer has three methods, that is check balance, debit amount and credit amount. I have defined it as add service because I want to create a bean of this class so that it is available for the execution, right? Because I am not using any bean tag in the XML file, I have to use add service or add component tag to create the bean. Now this is my target object, banking service implementer. I want certain operations to be performed maybe before or after each of these method is being called. But I don't want to code that logic in this same method. So you can see this is a complete POJO which is not implementing any Spring specific interfaces, which has no references to my cross-cutting concern. It is a clear class which can be reused anywhere in the same application or maybe in the outside application. Okay. So this is my aspect. So these are the operations that I want to perform. So let me, okay. So this is account validation service implementer. So again, I am using coding to the interfaces pattern. I have defined an interface for this class. Now, if you can see, I have marked it as add component because I want to create a bean of this class. Now I have marked it as add aspect. So what does this annotation tells that this class is an aspect. Okay, now we know an aspect has two parts. One is the advice, another one is the point cut. So now how do we define advice? The advice is nothing but what to do. All right. Now where do we define what to do or the operations? We define them in a method. So that's why I have this method is account active. So what this method is supposed to do? It is supposed to check whether the account is active or not. So this is my job to be done. Here I am not doing anything, so I'm just printing a message. But here I will have my all my logic to check whether the account is active or not. Okay. So this is the advice. Now when I want this advice to be done, before a method or after a method or both before and after or in any condition. So I have defined it as at before annotation. So now if you look at before annotation, so this is part of aspect.j jar file. This is not a Spring jar. So you can, this is part of aspect.j jar file. This is not Spring. So Spring makes use of aspect.j to support the AOP. Okay. So this is fine where I have defined my advice. So at before, and this is the operation to be performed. Now this is an optional, we can remove this as well. Now second part is, hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. So now we have defined the advice. So now second part is to define a point cut. So now before we see the point cut, so all these methods are join points for this aspect or for this advice. So all these are the possible points where I can define or where I can plug in my advice. But I have used or I have defined my point cut using this expression. So this is the expression for defining a point cut. Now what is the point cut? For this advice is account active, com.aop.service banking service IMPL, which is this class dot star. Now what is meant by dot star? it means that all the methods in this class are applicable for this advice. So it means that whichever is the method in this class, check balance, debit amount or credit amount is being called, is account active should be called before that method is being called or invoked. So this is how I have defined my advice and the point cut. So combining these two, now this is my aspect. So this is my aspect. So let's see if I call this method check balance, whether this before method is account active is being called or not. So how I am going to call this? So I have used annotation config application context to load my application context. I have created reference of banking service. So here this is an interface, but when I call context.getBean, how getBean is going to find bean for this interface. So look at this is an interface. This is not a class, right? This is an interface. So Spring Framework will find, is there any bean created in the application context which is of type banking service? Okay, so far I have only one class which is implementing banking service, so that's why it works fine. But if I have multiple classes implementing banking service, then I would have got an exception, multiple, there are more than two beans having the same type. So this is how the Spring creates using auto wiring. So whenever you mark any class as at service or at component, it will create using this annotation. So I have got this B service. Now I am calling this check balance method. Now what check balance will do, it will just simply print the message executing this method. So let's see. Okay. So this is fine. Check service, check balance method is called. Now if you see, is account active method is being called before this method is being called. Right. So now banking service implementer is behaving a bit different as a proxy object with additional feature of this aspect or this advice. So you got this idea how I executed this is account active method. This is through Spring AOP. So there is no code which is creating an object of account validation service IMPL and calling this method is account active. So it is the Spring who has created an instance of this class and called this method based on the point cut which we have defined. Okay. Now let's see some more some more advices. So let's see, this is after returning. So as we have seen, after and after returning. So after returning will execute only if there is no exception in the target object method execution. So if the method is executed completely without any exception, then only after returning will be executed. So this is another way where you can define a point cut. Say for example, I have now here you can see advice and the point cut definition is at the single place, whereas here only advice is been defined and point cut is defined at a different place. So advantage of this is if you want to use this point cut at multiple places, you can define it as a single place and use that. So instead of copying and pasting for the multiple advices, you can just have it in a single place. So this is after returning, validate after debit. So, but when this would be called or invoked, so I have defined banking service implement debit amount. So this method will be called validate after debit only for this debit amount method. So no other method this will be called. So let's see now, try to call this debit amount method. Okay. So we know that before is applicable to all the methods as per our point cut. So for every method in the banking service IMPL, before would be called. This is from the debit amount method, performance debit amount, and this is the after returning advice. Okay. So now we have seen after returning will be executed only if the method execution is successful. So now what if there is an exception in the debit amount method? Will after returning executed? Let's see. So let's call, I'm just throwing an null pointer exception from debit amount method. Okay. So now you have seen that this two is perfectly fine. The after returning method is not being called. Instead, I have defined a method after throwing advice. So here, so this is the after throwing, which is calling, again point cut defined is for debit amount. So this method is called now because debit amount has thrown an exception. When the debit amount method was successful, this method not executed. Instead, after returning was executed. So this is the difference between after returning and after throwing. So at after will be called whatever is the outcome of the target method. After returning will be called only if the target method is successful, and after throwing will be called only if there is an exception. So if there is no exception, after throwing won't be executed. So let's see again if there is no exception in the method. Now this after throwing advice won't be executed. This is after returning only. Okay, so is the difference between at, after returning and after throwing clear to all? So this is just like try, catch, and finally block, where at after annotation is like similar to the finally block. Whether there is an exception or not, finally always execute. So at after will always execute. At throwing is like your catch block. It will be executed only if there is an exception. And after returning is like the rest of your try block after the exception has been thrown. So if there is no exception, the complete try block will be executed. So this is just analogous to this try, catch, and finally block. So now let's see one more example. At after I have used for credit amount. Okay. So at after we have seen it will be executed whatever is the outcome of the target method. Now let's see about this around method. Around advice. So now we have seen around advice is a bit special case where it can be called before or after or both. So now it is fine, it will be called before the method, but now the question is whether it should call again the target object method or any other advice. It will depend on one of the method called as proceed. So we have a proceeding join point interface and it has a proceed method. So this is mandatory to be called from your advice because advice or Spring framework needs to know whether it should call the target method or not. Okay, so now let's see before no, it will be much more clear. So now I am calling a credit amount method. So credit amount, so obviously the first method before credit amount would be this is account active, and we have seen at around. So these two methods should be called before the credit amount method, right? So let's see if that is the case. Okay. So now let's try to see the output. So the first method called is around advice before target method invocation. So what does it mean? Which is this? So this is the code that has been invoked very first. After that, it is the is account active method. So what it means that if you have a before advice as well as at around advice for any particular target method, at around will be executed first, followed by the at before advice. Okay. So after that, the banking service implementer credit amount method is being executed. Now, after that, at after advice is being executed. So the flow is opposite now for the around advice. So any before advice if present, it will be executed after the at around advice, and any at after advice is there, it will be executed before the at around advice when it is executed post target object execution. So we know at around will executed at both places before as well as after the target object is executed. So here join point proceeding proceed method will confirm or it will inform Spring Framework that now it is time to execute the actual or the next method. So what if I just comment it? I don't have this method in my class. Now what will happen? So let's see. So there is no method called which is, I mean, there is no aspect called at before aspect called. The actual method is also not called. Now, how is that possible? Because we haven't informed Spring, now it is time to execute the next advice or next aspect in line, or it is time to execute the target objects method. So the Spring has executed, Spring has reached this execution point. It has called this method. It has called this advice. Once this advice is completed, now Spring has no way which method or which aspect or which target object it should execute. So that's why it has now exited. So that is why this is required to let the framework know that it is time to execute the next action or the next advice if there is any advice present, or the target objects method. This is also required to differentiate between the before part of at around advice and the after part of at around advice. Okay. So that's why this at around needs a way to tell framework. Now, this is the code which is to be executed before target object, and this is the code which is to be executed post target object. So if you run it again, we have seen this is the at around, then this is before advice, this is the actual method, this is the at around, sorry, at after, and at the last, this is the at around post target object method code. Okay. So I hope this is clear to all that how we can use at before, at after, and at around advices, and how we can plug in using the point cut. So just one more point I just wanted to show you all. We have seen that Spring provides AOP support using the proxy object. So what it means that although we are using this banking service IMPL, Spring will internally create an object which is similar to banking service IMPL, and it will add this functionality from the account validation service IMPL, and it will create a proxy object of this. So how does we can so how does this happen? Spring context application context will see this is the service and this is an aspect. So now this aspect has a point cut which is matching with the banking service IMPL. So it will create an object which is a subclass of banking service IMPL. Being a subclass of this proxy object will have every state and behavior of banking service IMPL. In addition, it will have these methods which are part of the banking service IMPL proxy object. Okay, now let me just print the. Now B class, we have seen that this is the bean we are creating from the application context. We are getting from this application context. So now let's see what does this get class print for us. So we have seen this is something proxy 23. So this is not the class banking service IMPL. Why? Because Spring has created a proxy class of banking service IMPL. So this is how Spring implements AOP. Now let me ask you one more question.